growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook.
And we got the semifinal matchup here for the men's Division I tournament between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Ohio University Bobcats. Going over the starting lineups right now, welcoming Megan Abbey, who's back in Adrian producing and helping out with the pregame show. Megan. I apologize. I know. I'm sorry. I have so many things going on in the mind. Matteo DiGiulio just got announced. So Maddie just popped into my head. But Megan, you're back in Adrian producing this. We're on WVAC. Got a good one coming up.
Yeah, we do. I'm excited for it. We've been trying to get this together for quite a while, and we've got some weird things going on. We're sorry for the audio yesterday. We had Matt here on a cell phone and some $10 Skull Candy headphones. But we're figuring it out. We're getting there. I think we sound a lot better today, so we're excited to bring the game to you guys.
We do. I really want to get into this, a quick soundbite from Gary Estalos talking about the identity of this team from last year.
We have that sour taste in our mouth from losing to Lindenwood in the semis last year, so I think it's a group that's hungry. They've had this tournament on their mind since last year, and it's a hard-working group.
Ohio's starting lineup getting announced right now. Talked to him a couple days ago about a couple of players, Sam Spate and Henrik Overval, and he said the same thing about both of them. Here's what he had to say.
Man, he's our Energizer Bunny. Like, he keeps everyone moving forward. He's a leader. He's a lead-by-example guy. Class act on and off the ice. He's everything you want in Adrian Bulldog.
And the message that he's had to this team all season long, you got to compete.
I mean, we got to compete, right? Like, we know those first five are going to be fast. We got to compete. We got to set the pace. We got to have tempo. And we want to play fast, right? Like, we want to play fast. So just stick within our systems, have fun, enjoy this moment, work your butt off, and we'll see where it all plays out.
These two teams have seen each other before already. We're about 2 minutes away from puck drop. We're going to step aside for the national anthem, and when we come back, we're going to get going in this semifinal matchup.
Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
I'm Matt Kibbe, the current student body president here at Adrian College. I chose AC because the campus simply feels like home. Everywhere I go, I know the amenities are there to help me succeed and get to the next level in my career. If you want to see what Adrian College has to offer, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College has dozens of athletics programs, and winning is a staple on our campus. We have the culture of winning in and out of the classroom. This is a place where young men and women grow into professionals for life. Are you interested in learning more about the Bulldog experience? Visit adrianbulldogs.com and the Recruit Me tab to be recruited to play your sport of choice today. If you have what it takes, you could be a Bulldog in no time.
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.
Welcome back here on WVAC Adrian and on ACTV's YouTube channel. Getting ready for a really big matchup here in the semifinals of the ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament. It's the Ohio Bobcats taking on the Adrian College Bulldogs. These two teams had to play last night to get here. Adrian beat Central Oklahoma by a score of 4-1. They had an empty net goal in that one as well. Ohio, they have been in dog fights. Mentioned this on Twitter earlier today. They have been in dog fights for their first two games. They beat number 15 Illinois State 1-0 in regulation on Friday, and then yesterday Jamestown went the distance with them until overtime when Ohio was able to win by a score of 4-3. That game-winning goal was scored by Sam Turner. The defenseman found the back of the net and sent his team to the semifinals for the first time in a long time. They didn't make the tournament back before COVID. Ever since then, they have, but they haven't been able to get past the quarterfinals until now. They take on the Adrian College Bulldogs. 20 minutes up on the board. You're listening on WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM and on the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. Nice to talk to you, everybody, again. I'm Matt Kibbe. I'll be bringing you this one live from Marlborough, Massachusetts at the New England Sports Center. Already 10 seconds gone. In a little bit of a different position yesterday. Now we're in the Ohio corner, because that's where the best place to get Wi-Fi and even power, even though we found out the plug doesn't work. So we're relying on the laptop to hang on here as Schmizzy has it for the Ohio Bobcats. He sends it over to the far side and wrapping all the way around. Noah DeCotney's wanted an icing, doesn't get it. As we're already 30 seconds gone here in this first period of play. Sam Spate with it, bringing it in on the left wing side of the ice, and then he sends in a shot. It misses. And now going the other way are the Bobcats, picking up pace here as these two teams feel each other out to start off this game. Luke Reeve sends in a shot. Noah DeCotney's makes the save. Noah DeCotney's has been so good this tournament, only giving up 2 goals. He's got a 95% save percentage and has only faced 39 shots. The defense in front of him has been even better than he has between the pipes. Dylan Kent takes a shot. It hits off the protective netting that we sit behind, and we'll see a face-off here. You heard in the pregame from Gary Estalos talking about his team's identity and everything that they're able to do in terms of making the adjustments that this team needs to get through this grueling tournament where, luckily for Adrian, they were able to have an off day on Saturday after beating Calvin 8-1 on Friday. Face-off one in the left wing side of the ice for the Bobcats in their own defensive zone. 18:40 left to go here in this first period of play. These two teams just getting an understanding with each other of how this game's going to go. They've already seen each other this season as well, as that shot's in front of the ice. And now the goaltender, Justin Damon, makes a save. Bond takes another shot. This one misses. And then lively boards here at the New England Sports Center. That one hit off the back glass and then jumped off onto the back of the net. Damon had to cover it on top of the net. A very rare occurrence that you see that a goaltender has to cover it on top of the net. But because of how lively these boards and the glass have been all weekend long, that's what we see from Damon. Mentioned these two teams have a history this season. They played each other back early in the middle part of the season when Ohio was number 2 at the time. It was a series split. Both scores the same, 4-2 in both games. Adrian took the first, and then Ohio took the second. 18 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the first period of play. We're scoreless here between the number 2 seeded Ohio Bobcats and the number 3 seeded Adrian College Bulldogs. In the middle of the ice, Ohio with it. Sending it along is Ryan Higgins. Higgins wrapped it around the boards. First one there for the Bulldogs is Nathaniel Mott. Mott wrapping it around, puts it behind Noah DeCotney's. This is the very far side of the ice from where I'm sitting in the near side corner. On the bench side as well. So our perspective, if you linked us up with Hockey TV, I am in the opposite corner. You would actually be able to see me right now based on where Cameron Armstrong is playing the puck. So that's the perspective I'm presenting you here on WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM.
Excited to be back on the airwaves for Adrian College Television. 17:20 left to go here in the first period of play. Bulldogs bringing it out of their defensive zone all the way up the near side on the boards. Right in front of the Ohio bench, left behind. Playing it along the boards is Justin Jamer. Gets it up to the point. Nolan, the captain, he hit iron, and it pops out. DeCesare with it. Now Cameron Armstrong has it. Armstrong leaves it in the near side corner, and then Jamer has to deliver a big hit in front of the boards. Long pass in. This is going to be an icing call on the Ohio Bobcats with 16:55 remaining. One shot on goal for the team listed as the home team, the Ohio Bobcats. The higher seed gets home ice in this ACHA tournament. Ohio coming into this game giving up only 2.03 goals per game, and it's scoring at a clip of 5.7 goals per game. Bulldogs in on the attack, crossing over the blue line. Overval takes a shot. It hits off the blocker of Damon. Damon has to go all the way up to the blue line. And then another shot from the point by, looks to be Ethan Clement. And then a glove save by Damon. Damon has the glove on his left hand, the blocker on his right. Face-off will be on the Bulldogs' left side, the left wing circle for them. Face-off one, back to Rossi for the Bobcats, and on to the far side. Back on behind is Blake Rossi. Rossi, this season, the defenseman does have some goals as the Bulldogs turn it over in their offensive zone. Overval on the boards, playing it back from that right wing side. Now Ohio going up the middle of the ice. Rossi has it. Rossi leaves it. Now it's back in, poked away by the defenseman, the big Dakota Bond. Bond with it. He scored the empty netter yesterday, trying to put on the offensive moves. Doesn't really have quite enough there, but he's in alone on the forecheck as his team goes for a line change. Sam Spate was cutting in out the middle of the ice, but Schmizzy gets in the way of it. Now another turnover for the Bobcats before they find it at their own blue line. Over top, Luke Revere. Revere has it taken away. Spate on the left side takes a shot, and it's a glove save for Damon. Bobcats with it. Lost. Smith, Sebastian Smith, that is, the leading goal scorer for these Bulldogs. .15:30 left to go here in this first period of play. Shot off the side of the net. Now back in. Another stop and a whistle. 15-17 left to go here in this first period of play. Shots on goal in favor of the Ohio Bobcats, 3-2. Again, I mentioned it in the pregame as well. This is the third year in a row for the tournament. First time that the Bobcats have made it to the national semifinal. Exit in the quarters both times before this year. And it was the Bulldogs who sent them packing last year by a score of 7-1. In that game, Ohio was 0 for 7 on the power play. Icing call on the Bulldogs, and it goes all the way back into their defensive zone. Ohio will get to choose what side of the ice they want to take this face-off from, and they're going to choose their left wing side. Yesterday against Central Oklahoma, we saw one of the oddest face-off setups. Central Oklahoma would take a face-off in one wing and then have a player, a skater, over in the other face-off circle waiting for an open puck. Ohio not yet doing that. We'll see if they do. Back up in front of their own bench. Shot temped around, and Turner scored the overtime winner yesterday. He's the reason this Ohio team is in the semifinals. He's going to need a little bit of help, the captain is. They were able to score 4 goals yesterday, 3 of them, again, in that regulation, but only 1 goal in their first game of the tournament against Illinois State. Connor Smith finds it. Has 2 assists, no goals yet here in the national tournament. Stanko back into the middle of the ice. DeJulio can't get it, and then the Bobcats get it back. Long pass up on the stick of Reeve. Reeve loses it. Long up to
Connor Smith on their right wing side. He's going to take a wrister in front of the net. Rebound loose. Damon still trying to battle for it. Stanko has it on the far side board. Back into the middle. Off the net. And Matt DeCesare scores for the Bulldogs. DeCesare gets his first, and the Wild Warriors go crazy back in Adrian for the odds. DeCesare, the forward, had 15 goals in the regular season, makes it 16 here on the campaign, his first of the national tournament. And an early 1-0 goal with 14:25 left to go in the first period. Bulldogs lead against the Bobcats. Still in on the attack. Bulldogs right back on, pouncing with their defensemen as well. Mott tries to send it in. It's held on by Schoons. Schoons, long pass out, is intercepted at the middle ice and between the blue lines. Toth still with it, then sent back over. Mott is going to get credit for an assist on that. And Matt DeCesare had a celebration that brought it right in front of us here in our makeshift booth. Pass over. In front of it, Clement. Clement in the corner now. Back up to the right point. Slid over to the left with Dylan Kent. Kent wraps it down into the offensive zone and a rebound off. This one is going to be Ethan Clement, who finds the rebound off the goaltender Damon, and now the Bulldogs jump out to a 2-0 lead. Clement, his second goal of the tournament. Bulldogs, just 1 minute later, score again, and it is 2-0 here in Marlborough, Massachusetts. "13 minutes left to go in just period number one as Henrik Overval takes a man down. Bulldogs still battling for it. Clement just scored, still on the ice. Back up to Sebastian Smith. He rips one. Another rebound in front, and this one slid just to the side, the blocker side of the netminder, Damon. Ohio now on the ropes here early in the first period. 12 minutes, 45 seconds left to go. 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Sam Spate has it behind the net. Sent over to Smith. Smith back up to the point at the blue line. Now with Sheldon Nolan, the captain. Nolan takes a shot. It hits off of a Bobcat and goes onto the stick of Rossi. Lifted out by McLaughlin. John McLaughlin, that is. And Ohio's in on the attack. Breakout play for the Bulldogs here. Into the middle. Spate has it. Spate has 5 points this tournament. And a beautiful goal that happened against Calvin. Made it onto the Hockey House pod. Their social media. They've been doing a fantastic job. All tournament for every single division, too. There's only one other game that's going to be going on here. And I believe it did start a little bit before us. But it was the men's Division III semifinals. That had Hope taking on Lawrence Tech. Grand Valley State and Michigan played in the semifinal before that. Not sure exactly who won that. I'll try and figure that out for everyone back at home. But it's been a Michigan-dominated ACHA tournament. Earlier today, Sioux College won the national championship for the ACHA Women's Division II. And then just before this game, Liberty took down Minot State in the Women's Division I national championship game. Liberty took Adrian down in the semifinals yesterday. Delayed call. And we have a power play for unsportsmanlike on
Sebastian Smith. So that means Ohio is on the power play for the first time in this game, the first special teams unit we've seen in this game, and faceoff will be on the left wing side for the Bobcats, who on the season averaging a goal on 30% of their chances on the power play. Bulldogs killing off at a rate of 90%. So good against good. 2-0 lead. Bobcats going to try and cut this lead in half. Back up to the point. Still hanging on to it. Left behind, one shot in. It goes off of Ducatini's and into the protective netting. We'll see a face-off on the right wing side. 11:19 left to go here in this first period of play. You're listening to WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM. Face-off being taken by Greco. Bobcats not able to hang on to it, and then it's cleared away by the captain, Sheldon Nolan. All the way down, Nass Hatcher aggressive on the penalty kill. Takes a man into the boards, and now Turner has it. Turner, long cross-ice pass. Into the middle go the Bobcats. Now to the near side in front of the boards. Right in front of the Bulldogs bench. And battling up with it, Hatcher has it. He can kill off more of a penalty, but a 2-on-1 coming for the Bulldogs. Sam Spade on his left, shot taken by Hatcher, and it goes over top of the pads and misses with 55 seconds left to go on the penalty kill. That has not felt like one for the Bulldogs. They've had a couple of chances. Kicked away by Mott, and then Hatcher trying to clear it still. Bobcats finally able to get it back on the left wing side of the ice. They take a quick shot, and it's missed wide of the net. 35 seconds left to go on the advantage for the Bulldogs, or for the Bobcats here. The Bulldogs on the penalty kill with 10:15 left to go in the first. Another shot. This one doesn't even reach. Dakota Bond got in the way of it and blocked it. Sent the length of the ice. The big clear for the Bulldogs right on net. And with 15 seconds left, Ohio will get one final push here before it's 5-on-5 hockey again. 8 seconds left to go in the advantage. Back behind, 9:50 left to go in the first period of play. Shot blocked at the blue line. Picked up. Another shot taken. This one misses wide of the net. Rebound off of the back of the boards. And as the penalty expires and we return to 5-on-5, puck goes out of play. And Ohio now 0 for 1 on the advantage. Shots on goal even, though. 6-6. Mention this is WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM. Got to hit those illegal IDs, as Dr. Steve Sheehan would not be too happy with the FCC if we don't. You're listening to Adrian College Hockey. ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament live from Marlborough, Massachusetts. I'm Matt Kibbe bringing you this one in the national semifinal. Bulldogs have a 2-goal lead against the Ohio Bobcats in the first of 2 semifinal matchups here in Boston. Back behind. Connor Smith rips one. It's blocked off of Rossi. Back up to the point with Kent. Offsides, though, are the Bulldogs, and the Bobcats will get it back. Long stretch pass over. Schmizzy with it. Schmizzy loses it. DeGiulio back into the middle with Stanko. Stanko to the far side with Smith. Smith tries to deke a man and almost gets taken down. Still tied up on his legs, and Connor Smith back on his feet. Gives an extra hit on the way, and he's going to take a penalty for it. And then an extra hit delivered from Schmizzy. And we'll see if this turns into more. Smith is going to go for cross-checking after getting tied up with Rossi in front of the net. Official didn't see the hold that Smith was dealing with on his leg, and the retaliation is going to cost him. So right after the Bobcats get off of the man advantage where they weren't able to score, they'll go back on it, down by just 2 scores. And 8:58 left to go in this first period of play.
Face-off won by the Bulldogs on their penalty kill. Stretch, dump out, and going to have to be played by the goaltender who settles it behind his net. That's Damon. Damon, 15-2 on the season. He only gave up 42 goals against. Only 2.12 goals per game. Shot in over top. It did hit off the netting. The netting has a lot of tension, so if you see it move, it most likely hit it. So we'll see a face-off back in the defensive zone of the Bobcats right in front of us here. Been a busy week here at the ACHA National Tournament. Every division has been in action so far. Face-off will be on the right wing side. That's all 5, so Adrian was able to send 3 teams here to the Boston for the national tournament. The women's D2 team, the women's D1 team, and now this men's D1 team. Men's D1 matching how far the women's D1 team was able to make it. They lost in the semifinals yesterday. Women's D2, unfortunately, not able to make it out of pool play. They had some great games, just couldn't go their way, but a great season to them as well, and a great season to the women's D1 team who lost. And the best way that you can lose is to the eventual national champion, and that was Liberty. Tied up. No call. Sam Spate brings it in on the penalty kill. A minute left in the man advantage for the Bobcats, and again, not able to set up their offense on the power play. Bulldog penalty kill has been stellar. They've killed off 90% of their penalties this season as Glenn takes a long pass up on the left wing side. Here is and there's going to be an offsides call. Offsides on Ohio, so that's going to bring the faceoff out of their zone with 7:43 left to go in this first period of play. The sun is setting perfectly here in Boston as there is a stripe of sun on the Bulldogs' right wing side that cuts through the windows and still makes it onto the ice. So players having to deal with a little bit of sun here inside the New England Sports Center. A great facility for this tournament. My one request for next year, more power outlets. 7:15 left to go. Also maybe some Ethernet, but we'll get into that later. 7:10 now. 10 seconds left on the man advantage for the Bobcats. Long shot in front of the net. DeCottney slides, makes a save, and the Bulldogs will get one final clear attempt before they return to full strength. Connor Smith back on the ice. The Bobcats are 0 for 2 on the power play here, and we have a whistle and a face-off for offsides with 6:53 left to go. Because of the stretch pass, the faceoff comes all the way back into the Bulldog offensive zone. And now with 6:45 left, Bulldogs send it back. Bobcats take a shot. DeCottney steps up on his post, makes a big save, and keeps it out. Noah DeCottney, the nickname Deco. One of the loudest guys on the ice. And, talking to head coach Gary Estalos yesterday, one of the biggest things he said about Noah DeCottney is that communication is so important. He's always letting his defensemen know where they need to be, what they need to do. Though that becomes even more important when you get into 2-on-1 situations and others of sorts, but because he's so loud on the ice, that's something that the coaching staff asks of him. That's one of the reasons you get recruited as a goaltender to Adrian College is when you're loud. Think about Austin Rodebush and then Mike Barrett and Andrew Wagner of the past. They were super loud on the ice, and that communication is so important. But the difference for Deco is even during warm-ups, he is the loudest on the ice, having fun during the warm offensive possession for them during their offensive warm-ups when they're taking shots on him. Always giving his forwards a hard time that they can't score on him, and just being one of those pieces to this team that make it so fun to be a part of. That's where this team chemistry is so important. And this team continues to battle. This is the hard spot for me to see, right in front of the benches. Each of these teams stand up the entire time, so it can be difficult to see, but there was a face-off called. Try and bring it to you as best I can, but again, have to be set up in the corner here with the ACHA National Tournament, trying to work as best we can here in this environment that is rink number 1. Again, can't say enough good things about the support that these people and fans have had showing up from far distances. Think about Ohio and Athens, Ohio, and Adrian, Michigan, about 12 hours away for each of these teams to make it here. Adrian bust. Ohio did as well. Only know of a couple of teams that flew into Boston. Dakota Bond with it in his own defensive zone. He just lifts it all the way out. There was another penalty called. This one was on Brody Thornton. So Ohio back on the man advantage for the third time today. They're offsides, so we'll see another face-off in the neutral zone between the blue lines. .5:17 left to go here in this first period of play. Ohio wins the face-off. Brody Thornton in the penalty box for the Bulldogs. 1:25 left to go on the advantage for the Bobcats. Already 0 for 2 today. The defense has been strong for the Bulldogs, clearing the puck down. Sheldon Nolan gets another clear, and Damon has to come all the way to the near side board to collect it and put it behind his own net. Turner will bring it up. The captain and hero yesterday for this Bobcats team. Back behind, into the offensive zone. Kent whacks it out of the offensive zone of the Bobcats, but they keep it in at the blue line. Now in the middle of the ice, hanging on to it. Aldridge, down low, back to Turner. Aldridge, one-timer, blocked. Cameron Armstrong ate that one in front of the net. He had about 5 or 6 yesterday in the contest. Give him another one here in the national tournament. Body on the line as the Bulldogs fight for a national championship. Got to win this one to move on and play the winner of the Minot and Liberty game tonight. 4:10 left to go here in this first period of play. 20 seconds left on the man advantage for the Bobcats. Over to the left side for the Bobcats offensive puck. Back in, Turner with it. Turner takes a shot. It hit off his skate in the leg peg by Noah DeCotney's, keeps it out of the back of the net. 5 seconds left. Damon almost slips on the possession change, and as the Bulldogs kill off another power play, Ohio heads in on the attack. Behind the net, Mateo DiGiulio grabs it. DiGiulio tries to chip it out of the defensive zone, not able to. Rebound in front of the net. And then another launch back in by the Bobcats and Hastings. Adrian has it behind their net, settling with it. Noah DeContin's all the way out at the top of his crease. Now he settles back in right on top of the crossbar as his team will break out. Bobcats were in basically a 2-3 zone in the neutral zone, forcing the Bulldogs to try and break it. They are not able to. The Bobcats get it back on the press, and Hastings has it. Long stretch pass to Rossi on the left wing side for the Bobcats. Rossi in on the attack. Rossi tries to back up, takes on Nathaniel Mott. Mott gets hit, taken down. Now Dakota Bond comes from the right wing side of the ice and moves to the left and helps out defensively and then chips it into the protective netting, so we'll see a face-off. Face-off will be in the Bulldogs' right face-off circle, their right wing side on the defensive side of the puck. The Bulldogs, from my perspective, are going right to left, but if you're watching and synced up with Hockey TV, they're going from left to right. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that this face-off is in their right-handed circle. The left hand for the Bobcats. Try not to confuse people as much, trying to appease both audiences, especially those listening outside of Kane right now. Some Bulldog hockey on WVAC Adrian, 107.9 FM. Face-off infraction on the Bobcats with 2:46 left to go in the first period of play. Getting ready for our intermission report. We'll be joined by Reagan Petrowski back in the Adrian College Media Production House studio. And another cover by Noah DeCotney's. Big storyline so far today. Bulldogs 2 early goals. Matthew DeCesare at the 14:25 mark. That was how much time was left in the first period. And then a minute later, Ethan Clement with 13:24 left to go in the first period finds the back of the net, and that makes it a 2-0 game. That's where we sit right now. The other big thing to note, Ohio hasn't been able to take advantage of 3 penalties here in the first period by the Bulldogs. 2:30 left to go here in this first period of play. DeCesare surrounded by Felton for the Bobcats as well as some others. Glenn was there with them. Now Schoons has it taken away by Jamer. Jamer has been a freshman that has been so good for head coach Gary Estella. Had nothing but good things to say about his freshmen all this week. They've been doing everything they can to play in these big moments. Their first time in the national tournament. Nathaniel Mott, one of those as well. And then you think about Cyrus Toth, who is his defensive pairing. An all-freshman line. And it seems like every single year the Bulldogs have one freshman line that just is incredible. And that's no different here this year. One face-off infraction on the Bobcats. We saw Tyler Fife yesterday take a penalty for a face-off infraction. So now the face-off won by the Bobcats. Felton with it. Has Seka to his right as well as Glenn, but it's taken away by Henrik Overval, who finds Tyler Fife. Fife has it fall off the end of his stick. He just puts one on net. Rebound in front, but the Bulldogs not able to get on top of it. Thompson, the first one there for Bobcats. Bobcats in on the offensive attack. Tyler Fife down in the corner on that left corner side from my perspective and your perspective at home as well. Hastings sends it over to Rossi. Rossi battling up that left face-off circle and then brings it over the middle of the ice after a quick pass up to Aldridge. Aldridge in on the attack. It's up in the air. And then a big hit delivered by one of the goal scorers, Ethan Clement. And now the Bobcats in the middle of the ice take a shot, nothing going for them as Noah DeCotney stands tall with 1:20 left to go in the first period of play. Shots on goal, 11-8 in favor of the Bobcats. Up top, Rossi one-timer goes over top and hits the top glass. It stays in play. Tip misses the side of the net, short side. Bulldogs get it back. Long stretch pass trying to find Sebastian Smith, not able to, and now Hastings sends it. No, he hangs on to it. Now a long pass over, under a minute to go. Rossi with it. Rossi uses the boards, not able to get it around the Bulldog, and then Sebastian Smith finds it at his offensive blue line and then tied up with it. Needs some help from Sam Spate, who comes in as the reinforcement. Shot from the blue line. Mott misses blocker side wide. Smith takes a shot. Another rebound in front of the net. Sam Spate not able to get it, but it's kept in at the point and then knocked out by the Bobcats in the big body of Schmizzy. Bond takes a shot again, and another save by Damon. That's one of the first times we've seen Justin Damon gather the rebound and not let it bounce off in front. Other than that, the Bulldogs have peppered shots at him, and the pads that he's been wearing are as stiff as a brick wall because they have bounced off like a tennis ball in front of the net. That's how the Bulldogs have gotten a couple of their goals here. It's a 2-0 score, as the Bulldogs not able to win that faceoff, but again, they keep it in at the blue line and keep sustained pressure on the Bobcats. Brought up. Felton with it. Taken away by Stanko. 5 seconds left to go in the first period of play. 2-0 our score as we head to the first intermission after a Connor Smith rip. Bulldogs take an early 2-0 lead into this first intermission of play. A period that you could ask for no better from Adrian College and head coach Gary Estalos. The Bobcats had a couple of chances, 0 for 3 so far on the power play in a scoreless affair for Ohio. 2-0 is our score here on ACTV and WVAC Adrian. We'll take a 60-second break, and then when we come back, we'll have our first intermission show here on ACTV and WVAC. We'll be joined by Reagan Petrowski. We'll be right back here on WVAC Adrian. Hello.
Hello, Matt. We're live.
We're still live.
Yes, did you want to take a break?
I would love to take a 60-second break.
Perfect.
In its 2021 edition of America's Best Colleges, U.S. News & World Report has once again ranked Adrian College as a top regional college in the Midwest. The institution was named to the Best Regional Colleges Midwest section for the 7th consecutive year, and once again listed number 2 in the Most Innovative Schools category. In addition to these honors, Adrian College was also named to the Best Undergraduate Teaching and Best Value College lists. Adrian College has been established as a distinctive and innovative educational leader in the United States. The institution places priority on a culture of innovation and critical thinking. This is the 12th consecutive year Adrian College has been featured by U.S. News & World Report. You can see the full list of rankings and find more information on their website. For more information about Adrian College, visit adrian.edu.
Welcome back here on ACTV and WVAC. A 2-0 score in favor of the Adrian College Bulldogs over the Ohio Bobcats. Welcome in for our first intermission. We'll be joined by Reagan Petrowski here on the intermission report, live from Adrian College. They're at the Media Production House with Megan Abbey. Reagan, the first period, a good one for the Bulldogs after a scoreless first period yesterday against Central Oklahoma.
Yeah, definitely. Bulldogs were moving the puck real well, keeping it in the Bobcat zone and taking advantage of the goalie in his rebounds and finding 2 pucks to send to the back of the net.
Mentioned it as we were going to the end of the first period. Justin Damon, the goaltender for the Bobcats, he's given up some juicy rebounds, and that's what Matthew DeCesare and Ethan Clement took advantage of.
Yeah, Matt DeCesare, his first goal, or the first goal for Adrian today. Bobcats were doing a good job initially of getting the puck to the corner after the initial shot taken by Connor Smith. But then Adrian picked up the puck, found DeCesare, and sent one home.
Bulldogs have that 2-0 lead. I think the really big thing to talk about, Reagan, is the penalty kill. 3 penalties in that first period. They killed off all of them.
Yeah, you could definitely see Adrian putting their body on the line, blocking some shots, but also goaltender Noah Ducatini's standing tall in net, not letting anything pass him tonight.
Bulldogs had Cameron Armstrong. Yesterday he had about 5 or 6 block shots. He has another 2 here in this semifinal matchup. Reagan, that is something that Cameron Armstrong has done all season long.
Yeah, definitely. He's not afraid to put his body on the line. That's why he's out there. That's why Coach Gary Stalos wants him out there, especially for the penalty kill.
When you think about this game, Reagan, the first period went exactly how Adrian would want it to go.
Yeah, I mean, you take a 2-0 lead after the first, you want to pop a few more home here in the second, but that definitely you call that a great start.
Bobcats on the other side really looking for something. They had momentum at some points, had sustained zone time. I apologize. We'll figure out how to talk over here in Boston. But they had sustained zone time, and there was really nothing that could come from it.
Yeah, I think one big key is going to be getting some bodies in front of goaltender Ducatini's, and definitely getting on under his get in the crease, get under his skin, and hopefully that'll help them find the back of the net. But I think on the defensive side as well, they got to be careful with not getting caught puck watching. I know that their second goal as well is their first. With Clemens' goal, they did a good job initially, like blocking the shot and not letting the shot get through to the net, but then they're puck watching and Clemens there wide open and has the whole net to send it home with nobody defend him.
About 9 minutes left until we get to the second period of action. With that, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break here on ACTV and WVAC. The Bulldogs lead the Bobcats 2-0 here in the first intermission.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Welcome back here on ACTV and WVAC. Adrian, getting ready for the second period of action between these two teams, as it is 6 minutes and 40 seconds left until we get going in this second period. But let's do a recap of this first period. Matt Gibby joined alongside by Reagan Petrowski. Matthew DeCesare scored the first goal with 14:25 left to go in the first period of play. And then just a minute later, Ethan Clemens scored with 13:24 left for the second goal of the game, and that's where we sit right now. Both of those goals came off of rebounds, Reagan.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but Ohio's got to do a better job of not only just clearing the puck, but then you got to stop puck watching. You gotta somebody go chase the puck in the corner, but then you got to cover people in front of the net because the play's not over.
On the other side for Ohio, they had 3 power play opportunities, but 2 of them felt like they weren't even on the power play.
Yeah, Adrian once again doing what they do best and clearing pucks, and definitely not giving Ohio a lot to work with, but Ohio did have some opportunities, just need to capitalize. I know they walked it into the slot a few times, but then sent pucks wide, so got to capitalize on your shots and send them towards the net.
Live from Marlborough, Massachusetts, it's the ACHA National Tournament here on WVAC Adrian and ACTV. We'll take one more quick break before we preview the second period of action here between the Ohio Bobcats and the Adrian College Bulldogs.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times. April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus."
Welcome back here to Marlborough, Massachusetts on WVAC Adrian and ACTV. About 2.5 minutes until we get going in this second period of action. Adrian has a 2-0 lead over Ohio in the ACHA Men's Division I semifinal matchup. Matt Kibbe, Reagan Petrowski back in Adrian watching this one, joining us for the intermission shows. Reagan, again, looking forward to the second period. Adrian has to just keep playing like they are.
Yeah. You look at the first period and they're up 2-0. Obviously, they're doing the right things based on the score, but also watching the game, it looks pretty much even, but still slightly leaning towards Adrian's favor here.
Ohio on the other side. What are they going to need to do in the second period to get back into it?
Definitely got to make quicker decisions. Do some of the simpler things as we talked about. The puck watching caused them those 2 goals, and you clear the puck out, the play's not done, you got to keep going, but also bearing down on those scoring opportunities and making sure you're hitting the net and crashing the net as well for those rebounds if they do happen.
You had one shout out you wanted to give from that first period of play. What was it?
I'd like to give a little shout out to Ty Lafayette, the Adrian's equipment manager. I saw that Nash Hatcher actually lost his stick, went to the bench, and Ty gave him a new stick. He went down on a 2-on-1 after that, which he would not have been able to do if he didn't get that stick pretty quickly from Ty. Didn't end up in a goal, but great scoring opportunity, and that was my quick little fun fact for the period.
Reagan, thank you so much for joining us here on the WVAC Intermission Report. We're going to get ready for game time here between Ohio and Adrian. 2-0 is our score, 20 minutes up on the board. The second period of action ready to get underway. Shots on goal, 11-10 in favor of the Bobcats. Sam Spate is going to take the draw. These two teams have flipped sides, and now the Bulldogs going left to right from my vantage point, right to left if you're watching on Hockey TV. Long pass in. Sebastian Smith, the first one to it, not able to get much going as it's on that half wall. 19:40 left to go here in this second period of play. Already just 25 seconds gone. Noah Ducatney's back between the pipes for Adrian as he has faced 11 shots and stopped every single one of them. Sam Spade on the far side, back into the middle of the ice. Thornton trying to get it, and then it's crossed over. Gajewski had it jump over his stick. Now he has it. Gajewski across his own blue line. Ohio takes it away before it's knocked back onto the stick of Brody Thornton. Thornton in on the offensive attack, takes a body on his way behind the net with a minute gone here in the second period of play. Bond had it knocked off. Back over. Thornton takes a quick shot. Nothing going for the Bulldogs and the Bobcats here in the early goings. Puck lifted. Now Smith finds it. Goes to DeJulio. DeJulio takes a shot. Misses blocker side wide. 18:35 left to go here in this second period of action. I'm realizing as the rink gets colder and colder that I forgot to take an allergy pill here in Boston. Face-off is going to be coming on the right wing side. A little all over the place here with ACTV and WVAC today as scrambled to find a good location to broadcast this game from, and we ended up in the corner back a ways. So we're 200 feet away from the face-off right now, making it work. 18:18 left to go in this second period of play. Ohio bringing it down the middle of the ice. Another shot in, taken and saved by Ducatney. That shot came from Higgins. And that one goes into the Bobcat bench, so we'll see another face-off. Good amount of Adrian College faithful made the trip out to support their squad here in Marlboro. I'll be curious to see how many of them take the short 40-minute drive over to Endicott for the NCAA tournament, the Frozen Four happening there. Adrian facing the University of New England in the semifinal. That's coming up on Friday. Then the national championship would be on Sunday, I believe. From my understanding is that Alex Herman is going to make the trip out there. You can listen to all those games here on WVAC Adrian or on the Adrian College TV YouTube channel. Trying to crown two national champions this week. Adrian's got to get through this semifinal matchup against Ohio first. 17:20 left to go here in this second period of action. Bulldogs on the attack. Shot from Jamer, rebound in front. Ohio collects it and gets it out of the zone before it's kicked up and into the seating here at rink number 1 in the New England Sports Center. $17:08 left to go in this second period of action. And 2-0 is our score. Puck lifted out. Ohio trying to get into that offensive zone. On their right wing side, it's back up at the point. Not able to hang on to it was McLaughlin, and then the Bulldogs take it away. Here's Clement. He takes a shot. Rifled off the shoulder and back up to the top point. In that right wing point, Thornton was there. He sent it back behind the net. Tyler Fife going after it in the corner, as well as Henrik Overval. Overval wraps it. Now it's still behind the net. 16:30 left to go. Almost 4 minutes gone here in the second period of play. 2-0 the score. Adrian on the attack right now. Sheldon Nolan takes a shot. It's blocked in front. That was off of the body of Sam Turner. Turner tried to get it back into the middle of the ice. He's able to as he gets taken down, and now on the hands of Andrew Wells. Wells, long stretch pass off, but it's tipped by a Bobcat. Ducatney will settle it behind his net.
Plays it right in the trapezoid that has no meaning here in college hockey. Thornton with it. Thornton long pass up to Smith. Smith heading in on the attack. Back behind and then picked up by Hastings. Hastings uses the board's disadvantage to pin it there, but the Bulldogs still have it. Smith found his way back into the middle of the ice, took a one-timer, it missed wide. Bobcats trying to get into the offensive zone. Bond steps up at the blue line, but they're able to get it by him and go on the forecheck. Needing a little bit of help, Aldridge sends it around, back up, and Spate the first one there. No, it was a Bobcat. It was Rossi, and then the Bulldogs take it back away. Bobcats have it in front of their own netminder. Damon so far giving up 2 goals on 13 shots from the Bulldogs, who now lead that category by just 1, 13-12. Bond finds it on the far side, sends it back in, delivered a body. And Hollander Thompson took the grunt of it as that one's lifted up into the middle of the ice. Ohio gets it back between the neutral zone, and Dylan Kemp finds it in the right wing circle. Ohio is offsides, but because they didn't attempt to go back onside, they're going to get called for an offsides. These two teams have history in the national tournament. Last year they played each other in the quarterfinals. The final score was 7-1. Ohio wasn't able to score until the third period. And they were 0 for 7 on the power play. So far today, 0 for 3. Ohio does have a couple national championships to their credit, 4 of them to be exact. The last one coming in 2003, 2004. Adrian has been a 2-time national champion. Those wins coming in 2017, 2018, and then just 2 years ago in 2020, 2021. Last year, they lost to the eventual champion in the semifinals, Lindenwood, to a score of 5-1. That was Lindenwood's last year in the ACHA before they moved up to the NCAA Division I level. .35 left to go here in this second period of action, the middle frame of action. Ohio gets it back. Long pass into the middle. Onside. Mott, the first one there, takes a hit from Albertson, and then on the backside, Connor Smith, backhand shot, rebound in front, Damon out of his net, sends it back into the middle, but couldn't get it on the stick of DeGiulio. DeGiulio's tape wasn't on the ground. DeGiulio still has it, though. Takes a shot, and he scores! Mateo DeGiulio, his third goal of the tournament, and the Bulldogs lead 3-0. The assistant captain finds the twine. With 13:58 left to go in the second period, the Bulldogs add another, and that's 3 unanswered goals here in this game. Shots on goal 16-12 now in favor of Adrian. 13:58 left to go in the second. A 3-0 lead have helped the Bulldogs jump out. Mateo DeGiulio nets his third of the postseason and his third in as many games. He has scored in every single game this tournament. As there's a delayed call, it looks like this is going to be on the Bobcats. Hooking is the call, and heading to the sin bin is Ryan Hastings. He had 29 penalty minutes in the regular season. Bulldogs going to jump on for their first power play of the night. Correction, penalty was actually on Andrew Saka. Bulldogs power play unit on the ice. This is a really good power play unit. Sheldon Nolan sends it back. Scored on the power play yesterday. It was Sebastian Smith. But so far on the season, Bulldogs successful on 35% of their chances when the power play unit is out there. Ohio, though, has killed off 85% of their penalties. Again, these special teams are strength on strength for each of these teams. That's why they're the number 2 seed and the number 3 seed, respectively. And with 1:15 left to go, the Bulldogs have it back behind. Now a shot in front. Over to Nolan. Nolan has to step down from the blue line. Nolan has it at the left point. Passes it to the right point. 1 minute left on the man advantage. A shot in. Saved by the netminder, Damon. That's a big save for the goaltender, who's coughed up some rebounds today, but he's able to make a good one there and hang on to it and force a faceoff. 12:39 left to go in the man advantage for the Bulldogs. 57 seconds left of 5-on-4 hockey. Bulldogs win it back. Connor Smith with it. Cutting back door was Fife from the right faceoff circle. A save by Damon. A good save at that. That is a play that Tyler Fife is known for scoring on. Bond will bring it up the middle of the ice for the Bulldogs. Passes it over to Fife. Fife crosses into the offensive attack. 30 seconds left on the advantage. Takes a big hit in the corner, and then the Bobcats try and clear it away. Kept in by Bond at the blue line. Bond leaves it at the right point. Back over to him in the middle. Walks the blue line. Passes Smith. One-timer. It's off the mark. Still down low. Stanko has it, and Stanko scores on the power play. 10 seconds were left. Stanko started behind the net, moved in front of the net, took a shot, and got it underneath the pads of Justin Damon. 4-0 Bulldogs. Brendan Stanko, his first goal of the tournament, 4th goal for the Bulldogs. He had 18 in the regular season, and the 5th-year senior still chugging along with those old legs. Mott has it as the Bobcats are on the ropes here, down by 4, desperately needing a goal. Over and in. Felton behind the net, trying to get it back into the middle. Toth sends it to the far side. Now Cameron Armstrong has it pickpocketed off of his stick by Luke Reeve. Reeve back into the middle of the ice. Now it's back up to the point. The Bobcats have it. Reeve can't hang on to it. Still in the middle. Another shot, and the Bulldogs give up a goal. The Bobcats answer. It was a beauty off the corner, and the elbow sends it away. The goal scored by Hollander Thompson. That's his first goal of the tournament, and an important answer. 5-on-5, as it is a 4-1 game, and the confidence back for the Bobcats. Just 53 seconds later, the Bobcats answer, and I said it, they were in desperation mode for a goal, down by 4. They needed something quick, and what a response shift by the Bobcats and Hollander Thompson. Shot in from the Bulldogs, another save with 10:48 left to go here in this second period of play. Bobcats answer after 4 goals were scored by the Bulldogs. And we have a 4-1 hockey game. 10:48 left to go. Face-off coming on the left wing side here on WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM. Bulldogs on the left wing side of the ice. They're going to battle for that faceoff, and it's Clemens. Had it for a moment, then lost it. Now back with Kent. Kent sends a long pass over. Nobody home, though. Bobcats take it away. Fife was trying to get it back, not able to. Back in and over. Onside play for the Bobcats. Bringing it to the left wing side. Wrapping it around is Glenn. Glenn tries to get it back in the middle of the ice. Nobody home. Bulldogs done a really good job of getting stuff to the corner whenever they can. Icing's going to be the call here on Adrian. With 10:14 left to go here in this second period of play. Bobcats cannot be done scoring quite yet. They need more. Ohio faithful trying to will their team back into it. They need another one. Back off the boards, and we mentioned it earlier, these boards have been very lively. Goaltenders have to be aware of it. Bond gets tussled in the middle. Puck still loose. Ducatini stretches out, waiting for a whistle. Finally able to get one as some players keep going down on top of the goaltender, and a couple of players protecting their goaltender. Noah Ducatini's got toppled. And the officials able to break it up. It was Aldridge who was getting whacked in the side of the net and then taken down by, I believe, Dylan Kent. On top of Noah Ducatini's, and Henrik Overval saw it. Might not have seen the shove from his teammate and gave an extra hit to Aldridge, but Adrian is going to take their line change here and will play on, nothing coming of it. Reeve getting ready to take the face-off against Sam Spate. Spate wins it back. Nolan, the captain, wraps it around the boards, and it's all the way back up to the point. Bobcats get it back. Bobcats have it down low, and then Gajkowski had it for a moment. Off the back of the net, off the back boards. Sent down all the way the length of the ice. No icing called. The Bobcats the first one there. 9:30 left to go here in the second period of play. Bobcats starting to feel it on the offensive side. A stretch pass to the near side board. Nothing going. Sebastian Smith has it back into the middle of the ice, cutting into that slot area. Now it's on the far boards. Back into the middle. Bulldogs can't capitalize on the slot pass, and now back in the right faceoff circle. Big hit delivered by Thornton, and Stanko is going to take a long pass up to Sam Spate, who finds it. Spate has it. 1-on-2, takes a shot. Rebound coughed up by Damon, and then another one as Ohio has to take it off of his pads and go on to the offensive attack. Nolan tried to lift it out of the zone, not able to. Back into the middle of the ice, but Toth makes a great adjustment to not let Higgins get in the slot area all by himself. Goes into the Bobcat bench, and we'll see another face-off. It's going to come back into the Bulldog defensive zone, though. And with 8:43 left to go, the offense for Ohio has started to get going here. They have one goal to show for it so far, courtesy of Hollander Thompson. They need a few more here in the second. You would love to cut the lead in half if you're head coach Lionel Morin. The Bulldogs continue to try and get going. Stanko takes a hit. Back up, they can't clear it. Shot again. Misses Ducatini's net. Connor Smith finds it for the Bulldogs, sends it over. Now Stanko finds it. Stanko cross ice to Mott. Mott with it. Mott rifles one off the blocker of the goaltender, Damon. Another shot from the blue line by Stanko and a save by Damon. Stanko finds it again. He takes a wrister, and it's caught by the chest pad of Damon, and we'll see a face-off here with 8:10 left to go in this second period of play. Shots on goal, 25-14 in favor of the Bulldogs, who lead by a score of 4-1 here on WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM. Your home for Bulldog Athletics. Bond takes it off the face-off draw from the left wing side of the ice and a quick wrister save. Last night, it was the theatrical performance from the Bobcats to advance to this semifinal matchup. We'll go over more of that in a moment. Swiped in front of the net. Dylan Kent has it at the blue line. Kent from the right wing side takes a shot, rebound in front, tips up in front, and then swatted away by a Bobcat. What a play to keep it away from their netminder. DeCesare is going to get hit and taken down. Bobcats turn that defense into offense and knock it into the offensive zone. Jamer tried to clear it away. Instead, just pushes it behind the net. Touch pass by Bond over to Jamer, who's on the right wing side. Crossing over center ice into the attack. Bringing it all the way behind the net. He gets tied up and taken down by some ice. Took an extra hit on the way back up, and the Bobcats bring it back into the middle. Tipped up, and DeCottney's makes a smart play to cover that one as it was a knuckleball in on his approach. Mentioned it was the theatricals for Ohio to win the game. Yesterday, they were down 3-2, and with 0.1 seconds left on the clock, they scored. Time looked like it had expired, so what do the officials do? They go to review. We have review in Rink 1. Every game played in Rink 1 this weekend has official review for goal scorers, goal interference, and stuff like that. There is one camera that is anchored right above where you can see just enough on if it crosses the line or not, paired with the clock as well. And what that means is on the review, the officials confirmed it was a goal with 0.1 seconds left, and Ohio forced overtime. In the overtime period, just a couple minutes in, it was the stick of defenseman Sam Turner, only scored 6 goals all season long, finds the back of the net against Jamestown, and on a will to victory, sends Ohio to the semifinals, the first time they've made it here in a long time. Quarterfinals exit the previous 2 tournaments they've been in. One of them at the hands of this same Adrian College team. So trying to rewrite their history, rewrite their story against the Bulldogs with 6:41 left to go in this second period of play. They've had a couple of shots on DeCottney's. Only one has gotten by him. It was Hollander Thompson who beat him over the shoulder. Another shot in front. Bulldogs really focusing on keeping men in that slot area. Gary Estalo so focused on protecting the house as that one is a wraparound shot from the stick of Aldridge, and the Bulldogs turn it into offense on the other side. Sam Spate with it, takes a shot from the goal line in the corner, and it's saved by Damon. Another stretch pass from the Bobcats into the offensive zone. They're on the left wing side of the ice now, bringing it all the way around. Eldridge cuts back in front, puck still loose. DeCottney's makes a save, and another one. It's bounced in front to the right face-off circle. Another shot from the point. Sebastian Smith sprawls out. DeCottney sees it come off of the boards, and he elects to cover, and we have a penalty coming. Wondering if this is offsetting minors. But somebody's heading to the sin bin. Brody Thornton looks like he's heading that way right now. It is Brody Thornton, his second penalty of the game with 6 minutes left to go. Ohio's going to go back on to the power play. It will be their 4th of the day. Haven't been successful thus far, 0 for 3. Thornton goes for holding. And they are going to add an Ohio penalty to this as well, so this should turn into a 4-on-4. Conversation happening between the officials and the Ohio coaching staff, trying to understand how they go from having a power play to having to play 4-on-4. Net opens up, or I should say the penalty box opens up. And we see 2 minutes go up on the board for Ohio. I didn't get a chance to see the number they grabbed. Again, my vantage point, I'm technically even with or behind the benches, so hard to see when numbers get involved, but it looks like it's going to be Laker Aldridge, who was tied up with Thornton as well. So curious to see if he also gets a holding call. Well, here right now. He also gets called for holding. They were tied up on the boards, and they both took each other down. So really a good job by the officials to recognize both penalties and call it. It definitely could have been on either one and just been a power play for either team, but they elect to send both of them. And it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 45 seconds. The ice will open up for both of these teams. Ohio, again, needs to take advantage of the extra space, and we have another penalty called. And it's another holding call. Is this Cameron Armstrong heading to the box? It is. So right after a power play turned into 4-on-4 for Ohio, now they will get the power play. It will just be 4-on-3 for the next minute and 41 seconds. Four on three for a minute and 41 seconds. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in this second period of play. Bobcats desperately need a goal. Try and cut the lead in half. The Bulldogs trying to keep this game at a 3-goal lead. They're going to have to fight through some adversity here with only 3 skaters on the ice and plenty of room to work. Sam Spate has it. Takes his time. Still hanging on to it, waiting for somebody to come after it before he dumps it, and then he finally is able to. And now Ohio will break out. 4-on-3 for the next minute, 20 seconds. 5:20 left to go here in this second period of play. It's 4-1. Ohio can collapse in. Reeve with it. Leaves it for Turner. Turner down low to Thompson. Backdoor cut, and the Bulldogs knock it away for a moment. The puck's still loose, and DeCottney sprawls in front to make a cover. Ohio playing a little bit of tic-tac-toe around the sticks of Sheldon Nolan and Dakota Bond, with Sam Spate losing his stick. Spate gives a fist bump to his goaltender DeCottney for making a big save and helping him out. And there's still a minute 4 left of 4-on-3 hockey. Then it will turn into a 5-on-4 for 20 seconds for Ohio. Faceoff will be on their right wing side. The offense has it as Overval breaks his stick on the faceoff. He's going to be down a stick. Essentially a 4-on-2. Henrik Overval will use his body instead. And then cleared away by Mott. Mott sees a starkling puck as Overval is going to grab his stick. He'll stay on the ice. Backup stick on for the senior, who Coach Asalo said is going to be so difficult to lose next year. Back over. Right on top of the ACHA logo. Reeve with it. Sends it down to Thompson. Thompson already has a goal. Gives it back to Turner, who walks the blue line. 28 seconds left to go in the advantage. Shot goes over top, and it settles on top of the net behind it. And now the Bulldogs just trying to get it out. They finally will with the help of Dylan Kent. Overval trying to prevent an entry into the offensive zone for the Bobcats. Dylan Kent, tic-tac-toe off the legs, and 5 seconds left to go of 4-on-3 hockey as the shot's taken and goes off the netting. So we'll see a face-off here. Power play for the Bobcats will last 20 seconds. Little tsunami action playing here at Rink 1 of the New England Sports Center. .403 left to go in the second period of action. Face-off down. Each team will return one skater. It brings 5-on-4 action here now for the next 15 seconds. Ohio on the advantage. Not able to capitalize on a 4-on-3, and now with 5-on-3, essentially the same situation, they'll go 0 for 4 on the power play today. 4-1 is our score. Both teams back to full strength.
3:33 left to go. Shot, Bond, rebound in front of the Bulldogs. Another one to make it 5-1. Dakota Bond took a shot off the goaltender from the left wing side. And right on cue, a Bulldog was waiting there for the rebound, found it, trying to see who ended up scoring it. And it looks like the first in line was Justin Jamer, the freshman for the Bulldogs. Jamer gets his first ever tournament goal, and it's 5-1. Right after killing off the penalty, Bulldogs go down. Dakota Bond takes a shot, uses the goaltender as a board. And that's 3 goals here in the second period for the Bulldogs and 5 goals overall. There is a conversation amongst the officials. The goaltender, Justin Damon, is receiving attention in his net. Officials still having a word about it. Looks like we're going to play on. In conversation with the officials and the Ohio bench. And it looks like the goal is good. We will play on. Jammer nets his first of the tournament, his 13th of the season, and the Bulldogs back to that 4-goal lead. Bond took the shot. Now the Bulldogs offsides. Bond took the shot, hit off the goaltender's pads. We've been talking about how bouncy the pads have been, really for both goaltenders, Noah DeCottney's as well as Justin Damon, but Bulldogs have been very adamant about keeping the bodies in that slot area, keeping the goals gritty. And a grind goal. Coach Estalos talks about it so often. Remember last year talking to him on multiple occasions after games, just how important those gritty goals are. This team has a lot of skill, and they can score the pretty goal really whenever they want. But when it's not going that way, you have to be able to score those grinding goals, those goals that force you to collapse and take a couple of hits while you try and put it in the cage. And that's what Justin Jammer did. Thornton wins it off the draw. Big hit delivered to Armstrong in the corner. Bobcats trying to get it out. They scored just a minute after the last Bulldog goal to answer, and now they need some pestering in the offensive zone to get it back. Puck's loose, and they do it again! Laker Aldridge answers. Not even a minute later. 2:46 on the clock. Aldridge makes it a 3-goal game once again. It's 5-2. With 2:46 on the clock, Ohio not letting themselves get out of this, keeping that 3-goal lead intact to try and survive and advance here in Marlborough, Massachusetts. 2:30 left to go here in period number 2. Ohio back on the attack. It's lifted out by Mott, Nathaniel Mott, and then sent in by Clement. 5 different goal scorers for the Bulldogs, 2 different goal scorers for the Bobcats. And shots on goal 28-20 in favor of Adrian, but the Bobcats offense has started to get going here in this second period. Another loose puck, it misses to the glove side, short side of the net. Greco with it. Greco takes a shot, it misses, and wraps all the way back up to the point for Turner. Turner, the hero yesterday, trying to get another one here in this contest against the Bulldogs. Felton with it.
Felton sends it up to the red line at center ice, and then Adrian knocks it right back in. The icing is up in the air and called with 1:44 left to go in this second period. Face off in the right wing side for the Bulldogs defensively. Won by the Bobcats. Aldridge takes a wrister, and then it's back at the point on the right wing side. Reeve back into the middle of the ice. Nobody home for the Bobcats, and Smith is able to just lift it out of the zone. Off the shoulder of Eldridge, stays in front of the Bobcat bench. Smith finds it, has nobody trailing with him except DeJulio now. Wrap around from Smith, looking to get into the middle of the ice. Stanko comes up from the blue line, and it skips over the stick of Dylan Kent. Back into the neutral zone, and we're going to have an offsides call on the Bulldogs. With 1:15 left to go in the second period of action. A lively second period at that. 5 goals for the Bulldogs. 4 goals scored between the two teams. Actually, sorry, 5 goals. It was 2-0 at the end of the first period. And the Bulldogs, another one. Looked up from my scorecard and found Sebastian Smith in the middle of the ice and taking a quick shot. He takes the lead right back from DeJulio for most goals this tournament with 4, and he has been an MVP for the Bulldogs. It's 6-2. A 1:06 left on the board, and the Bulldogs net another one courtesy of the youngster and the younger brother of Connor Smith, Sebastian Stanko with a rifler, and he scores! It's 7-2. Stanko gets his second of the game. He just ripped a slap shot, and it trickled over the pad of Justin Damon. The assist to Connor Smith. It's 7-2. Just 5 seconds after the goal from Sebastian. Brendan Stanko nets his second of the game. 45 seconds left to go, in shades of last year for the Bobcats. Delayed call coming on the Bulldogs. Thornton finally touches it, and we'll see the face-off coming in the defensive zone. A slash call coming on, I believe, Thornton. No. It will be Sebastian Smith going for 2 minutes. In the 5th power play for the Bobcats here with 32 seconds left to go in this second period of action. And oh my, it was 2-0 when we started this period. Now it's 7-2. Face-off will be on the left wing side of the ice. Won by Overval. Launched out by Armstrong on the penalty kill here. 20 seconds left to go here in this second period of play. Ohio on the attack. Knocked off the skate of Armstrong. He just keeps it in the neutral zone. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Back in, 7-2 the score. The buzzer is going to sound, and the Bulldogs take a 5-goal lead into the second intermission against the Ohio University Bobcats, who will be on the power play to start the third. What an explosive showing here
from the Bulldogs and the Bobcats, too. They scored 2 goals, but the offense for the Bulldogs has been so electric in this postseason. They continue to jump out to leads that are big. 5-goal lead here for the Bulldogs as we end the second period, and the Bulldogs have a 7-2 advantage here on WVAC Adrian and on ACTV, the YouTube channel for all of Bulldogs athletics. I'm waiting to hear word on if Reagan Petrowski is back in the studio and if Megan Abbey is there as well, so we can start our second intermission report here from Marlborough, Massachusetts and Adrian College. They were about a minute delayed from me here in Marlborough, so we'll see what they have in store for us to talk about as Reagan's been watching this game back in Adrian as well.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back here to Marlborough, Massachusetts. 7-2 is the score in favor of Adrian College. We are in the second intermission of the semifinal matchup between Ohio Bobcats and Adrian College. I'm Matt Kibbe, joined by Reagan Petrowski back in Adrian, Michigan. And Reagan, a really good second period, really for both teams, but Adrian gets the jump and scores 5 goals.
Yeah, a lot of action to be discussed here. Starting off with Matteo DiGiulio netting the third goal for the Bulldogs. Bobcats were on their way out of the zone, but DiGiulio stole the puck, found the lane, and he was able to actually walk all the way to the net for the most part. Nobody really pressured him, and he did a good job of waiting out the goaltender, freezing him, and that opened up a lot of space for him to find the open net to shoot and send one home. Then we got Brendan Stanko pretty soon after that. It was a power play goal. It was just a hard-working goal where he drove the net, and you know what they always say, like, you go to the net, good things happen. So found one for himself there.
It was a couple others in this second period, but the big note is Brendan Stanko got his second on a pass from Connor Smith after the Bobcats. Laker Aldridge had scored his goal to make it 6-2. And then it's 7-2 because Brendan Stanko's got an electric slap shot.
Yeah, earlier in this period, Bobcats were able to find the back of the net for the first time as they responded to Stanko's goal. It was Holder Thompson who answered this quick goal. And this was a huge momentum shift for Ohio. We saw a lot more life after this goal, but then Adrian soon shut that down, especially after Justin Jamer was able to find the back of the net for Adrian's fourth goal of the night, I believe.
Fifth goal of the night.
It was a nice cross pass from Bond, who shot it past Ohio's goaltender, but it was right on the line, and it didn't cross until Jamer pushed it past the line, scoring that fifth goal for Adrian. Aldridge did end up, as you were saying, scoring for Ohio, keeping them in this game and finding the back of the net, beating DeCottney's. But Sebastian Smith for the Bulldogs, just seemed to find his stick, and he made no mistake of finding the lane to send that one home and giving the momentum back to Adrian. As you said, that Brendan Stanko very soon after Sebastian Smith scored here. His brother, if I could find the words to speak, immediately after Sebastian Smith's goal, his brother Connor Smith was the one that had the assist on this quick answered goal. Right off the face-off, he found Brendan Stanko, who ripped a missile of a slap shot from the top of their circle and found the back of the net.
7-2 is where we sit now as we head to the third period of play. The Bobcats will start the third period on the power play for 1 minute and 30 seconds, basically. But Adrian has that 5-goal lead, Reagan, and what do you do to put this one away?
I mean, you just kind of keep doing what you're doing. I don't know how you can what you're really talking about if you're Ohio here going into the third here as it's 7-2. I mean, Adrian, I would say usually if it was a little bit closer starts looking at playing some more defense, but honestly they just keep playing their game. I don't see them having any problems.
For Ohio, they're playing for their season. This is the last game for them if they lose. What are they fighting for, and how can they get back into it?
I mean, obviously, you go into this third period, you say it's not over yet. You put everything on the line, and even though it's a high lead, you might see the goalie get pulled later, especially if they find the net once or twice here earlier in the second. So, see what happens.
Down by 5, Reagan. They're going to be splitting this period, trying to score before certain marks. Do you have an idea of what those marks are?
I would say you want to get one here as fast as possible. You'd want to get to at least 4. It'd be a 7-4 before at least halfway through this third period, and that'll give you a fighting chance.
So the Bobcats really need the offense to get going. Reagan, any final thoughts before we talk to you and the postgame?
No, I'm just really excited to see this third period and what else Adrian has to offer.
Reagan, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you in the postgame.
Thanks, Matt.
Getting ready for the third period of action. 7-2 is our score. 20 minutes up on the board. Power play for Ohio for another minute and 28 seconds. Shots on goal, 28 for the Bulldogs, 20 for the Bobcats. And like we said in the intermission report, the Bulldogs jumped out after the Bobcats made it a 4 or 3 goal game once again. They put 2 quick ones on, courtesy of Sebastian Smith and Brendan Stanko. And we are at a 5-goal advantage for Adrian, who has to kill off the remainder of their penalty to Sebastian Smith for another minute, 20 seconds as we start the third period. A trip to the national championship is on the line. The winner of this game will play the winner of Minot State and Liberty. That's coming up right after this one here at the New England Sports Center in Marlborough, Massachusetts. We'll have coverage for you as right on cue, a power play goal for the Ohio Bobcats from the right wing circle. They take a shot. It goes over the shoulder of Noah Ducatnes, and just 26 seconds in, the goal scored by Luke Revie. He scores on the power play. Now the Bobcats 1 for 5 on the man advantage, and they score just 26 seconds in to the third period, right like Reagan Petrowski said during our intermission. If they wanted to get back into it, they were going to need to score and score quick. They take advantage of the power play, and now this game is back to a 4-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Reeve scores his second goal of the tournament. Sam Spate leaves it back for Sebastian Smith. Smith to Spate. Spate in the slot, goes down to Gajagowski. Smith still trying to get it from the corner back into the middle of the ice. Nothing going for the Bulldogs here with 18:45 left to go, and it's one of those games where you cannot count your opponent out if you are Adrian. Smith with it. Back into the middle of the ice with DeJulio. He shoots and rips one from the blue line. 8 goals for the Bulldogs, and Mateo DeJulio says, Sebastian Smith, I want to lead this team in goals this tournament. They're tied with 4 apiece. DeJulio gets his second of the night. Exactly 1 minute after the Bobcats got that power play goal, we're back to a 5-goal lead for Adrian. And man, oh man, are we flying around here in the third period. 8-3 is our score with 18 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the contest. You're listening to Bulldog Hockey on WVAC Adrian. It's the ACHA Men's Division I National Tournament, the semifinals between Adrian College and Ohio University. These two teams saw each other twice in the regular season. They each won one, so this is the rubber match. And Adrian right now, a 5-goal lead. DeCesare trying to make it 6, but he can't get his second of the night. Back into the middle, takes a shot save. New goaltender in for the Bobcats. It's Max Karlzig, and he is going to be tasked with preventing more goals here as the Bobcats are going to go on the penalty kill here. A 2-minute call to Spencer Scones for tripping. With 17:27 left to go, and the Bulldogs are going to go on their second advantage in this contest. Already a power play goal courtesy of Brendan Stanko.
Wow, what a game we have here on the airwaves of ACTV and WVAC.
So good to be with you once again. I'm Matt Kibbe bringing you this one live from Boston, Massachusetts, here at the New England Sports Center. Rink 1 to be exact, as Mateo DiGiulio tipped one over the shoulder of Carlinzig. Another shot in front, tipped. DiGiulio whacks at it with a baseball swing. He'll get taken down after the attempt to score a goal with 17-11 left to go in this third period of play. A minute 45 left to go on the Bulldog advantage, and Bulldogs will see a faceoff come in the right wing side of the ice, doing everything they can to will themselves to the national championship. Last year, remember, they lost to Lindenwood in the semifinals by a score of 5-1. And ever since that moment, there's been a bad taste in the mouth of the Bulldogs. They became an even closer group, a closer team, and even better players. DeCesare takes a shot off the faceoff win from DiGiulio, and we'll see another one on the left wing side of the ice, as DiGiulio and Glenn have been jawing with each other during these draws. And Mateo wins another one for the Bulldogs. Onside play, Dakota Bond with it, rips one, it goes off the top of the protective netting that overhangs and protects the roof here in rink number 1. With a minute 35 left to go on the man advantage and 17:01 left to go in the game, a 5-goal lead for the Bulldogs. DiGiulio and Stanko telling Connor Smith to be ready. Plays back to Fife, who's the fourth forward here. Dakota Bond, the lone defenseman on the ice here on the power play. Stanko, who had the first power play goal, that makes the Bulldogs 1-for-1. Back in, Ohio shorthanded, has it taken away, and then tipped up in the slot area. Puck loose in the corner. And all the way back between the blue lines, the Bulldogs have given a shorthanded chance to the Bobcats, but they'll end up giving it back over. Dakota Bond has it behind the net. Behind is the goaltender, Noah Ducatnes. And he goes into the offensive attack. Bond back with it. Leaves it for Thornton to go after it in the corner. Thornton does so, and now Connor Smith finds it. Bond over to Spate. Spate with it. Spate leaves it for Smith. Smith one-time shot and a save by the goaltender, Karlzik. Four minutes gone here in this second period, or third period of play, I should say. 30 seconds left in the man advantage for the Bulldogs. Back behind. Smith with it, lost it, going the other way on the stick of Greco. Greco leaves it behind and picked up by Gajkowski for just a moment before it's left for the captain, Sheldon Nolan. Nolan behind his net. He'll bring it up the middle of the ice. Breakout play on three wingers to the right side, and now they all come back into the middle before it's knocked away by a Bulldog. Sebastian Smith finds it, cuts over center ice, has it hit off of a Bobcat at their own blue line, and then it's sent back up by Greco in the offensive zone as we return to 5-on-5 action. The Bulldogs now 1-for-2 on the man advantage here tonight with 15 minutes left to go here in the contest. Sent over, far side. Back into the middle of the ice. Bulldogs trying to play for a national title. That game will take place tomorrow here at the New England Sports Center. That will either be against Minot State or against Liberty, and game time for that is scheduled for 8 p.m. Already two national champions crowned here in Marlborough, Massachusetts, as we see a faceoff coming on the left wing side for the Bobcats. Women's D2 had Sauk College winning, and then earlier before this game, Liberty took down Minot State in the Women's Division I national championship game.
Men's D3 will crown a champion tomorrow, as will men's D2. And then men's D1 will crown the final champion of the 5-day weekend here in Marlborough, Massachusetts. Bulldogs in the neutral zone, give it back over to the Bobcats. Bobcats are off sides, and the whistle is blown with 14-13 left to go. Shots on goal, 32-23 in favor of Adrian College. Adrian serves as the road team in this game. That's why they're wearing their all-black uniforms, and Ohio gets their off-white cream-colored unis. Higher seeds are the home team in this tournament. So if Liberty wins the game tonight, then Adrian will be home for the championship game. And the only reason that matters is obviously because of line change. This is a neutral site game, but the home team matters for these teams on who gets last change. Puck in the middle of the ice and sent all the way off of a Bobcat and into their defensive zone. They'll have to reset here. But if Minot wins, Adrian will have to be the road team again. It would be a 1-versus-3 matchup. Right now it's the 2-versus-3. Bond lifts it out, sends it over to Hatch, on a race for it, kicks it over off the pads of Carlinzig, and he'll cover. We'll see a face-off. He was going to try and play it, even with Hatcher cracking down on him, and then elected to cover it after it was knocked onto his stick again. Face-off on the right wing side for the Bulldogs. Shot off of it by DeGiulio, and then a save by Carlinzig again. Carlinzig played in 12 games this year, had a 9-3 record. It gave up 25 goals for a 2.08 goals against average, had a 90% save percentage. Puck goes off the net. We'll see another face-off here. Listening to WVAC Adrian 107.9. FM, an Adrian College Media House production on ACTV. $13:15 left to go in period number 3. Big hit into the boards delivered by Rossi. Rossi gets tied up with DeGiulio. DeGiulio still finds it and takes a shot looking for his 3rd goal of the game, and it's a save for Carlinzig. Another face-off coming. It'll be on the right wing side for the Bulldogs in their offensive zone. Ohio wins it, sends it over. Long pass to Thompson, who has a goal today, but it's blocked away by Dichotomies. Ohio still has possession of it. Ohio down low in the left face-off circle, sent out by Gajacheski. Another shot. This one goes in! Sam Turner, the hero from last night, scores here in this one, and suddenly it's 8-4. An even strength goal for Justin Turner with 12:39 left to go. In this game. $12:20 left to go here in this period.
a 4-goal lead for the Bulldogs as they fight for a spot in the national championship game. Bulldogs into the offensive zone, trying to get that 5-goal lead back that they held for not very long. And Mateo DiGiulio scored with 18:34 left in the period, so really I held up for about 6 minutes. Now it's back to a 4-goal lead. Back in, Clement on the left wing side. Had the goaltender beat for a moment, but he lost the puck. Back up to the top at the right point, or the left point, I should say, as it's going to be picked up by Aldridge and sent out of the zone by Schmizzy. And Schmizzy loses it for a moment before it's taken back by Brody Thornton at his own blue line. Now still battling for it. In the middle of the ice go the Bobcats. The Bobcats in on the attack. 10:50 left to go here in period number 3. 8-4 is our score. Winner moves on to the national championship game tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We'll have Adrian makes it, I should say, is barring a 4-goal deficit being cut down by the Bobcats. This game will be on ACTV and WVAC in its audio-only format. I'll make sure to fully charge my computer tomorrow. Not sure what percentage we're at. I'm kind of avoiding looking at it right now. Long pass up. Stanko's got 2 goals. Rips a shot. Crosses the face of Carlin Zig and then goes to the far side corner. Stanko behind the net, trying to bring it back out, but Felton's going to find it before it's whacked away by Smith for just a hair and sent in by the Bobcats on the offensive attack. Felton still with it, takes another shot, still behind the net, and Mott's going to get a hit delivered to him. Halfway through this third period of action. Desperately, the Bobcats need a goal, and they get one from the blue line. Sam Turner does it again. His second goal of the period. And the 4-goal lead is down to 3. Timeout taken by Adrian after 2 quick goals, just about 3 or so minutes apart. And that 4-goal lead that was once 5 goals is now down to 3. Back to the deficit that was held by the Bobcats early in the second period. And with 9:52 left to go, the Bobcats have the offense going, and it's being run by the defenseman, Sam Turner. Turner now has 3 goals in the national tournament, 1 assist to go with it as well. And the Bulldogs are going to try and find a way to shut him down, or at least get the offense to continue. Gajewski takes the shot. With 9:44 left to go, the Bulldogs offense has a face-off in the left wing side of the ice. Another quick shot, rebound in front, and Carlin Zig gets another save and cover. We'll see another face-off. The Bulldogs starting to pepper shots on the goaltender here with 9:41 left. Face-off again in the right wing side of the ice. Gajewski with it, rips a shot, but it's whiffed on. Stays in by Bond. Bond wraps it behind, and Sebastian Smith looking to be the first one to it, but it stays on the stick of Ohio with Felton. Felton, long breakout pass. Over into the middle. Now back up with Felton. Felton takes a shot over to the likes of Reeve, and Reeve gets tripped up at the center line. We'll play on.
3-goal lead for the Bulldogs. 8-5 is the score. 9-10 left to go. Now 9-12 with the whistle. And a face-off coming as it went into the bench. Face-off won by the Bobcats. Puck wraps around the boards all the way up to the point area. It's lifted out by the Bulldogs and then sent back on the Bobcat stick. This is Felton once again. No correction. That's Aldridge. Aldridge sends it in and then back on the stick of a Bulldog. Bulldogs pitchfork it out of the defensive zone. The first one to it is Cesare, but a Bobcats beats him there as it was Felton. Top line getting plenty of action for this Bobcat team, trying to get back into it. They need 3 more goals. There's a big hit and a penalty coming. As the player is down, the trainer will come out. Helmet came all the way off. It looked like Justin Jamer who delivered the big hit, and the discussion will be on if this is going to be a 5-minute major or not. That's actually going to be a game misconduct. Jamer is done. They already took him off. So potentially a 5-minute major with a game misconduct. As the Ohio Bobcat is up on his skates, it looked like it's Laker Aldridge. It was a big hit into the boards, with the Bulldogs up by just 3 goals. This is a huge call, and it will give the Bobcats a huge advantage. No matter what, Bulldogs will be down a skater with Jamer off, who's made an impact today, already had a goal. We'll see what gets put up on the board. Still waiting for the official ruling from the officials. They're still talking about it with the box. So penalty is going to be served by Tyler Fife. Five-minute major on Justin Jamer, served by Tyler Fife. The officials yelling at Coach Astalos that he's done. The decision has been made. So a 5-minute major being served by Tyler Fife, a game misconduct. And now Ohio has a huge opportunity to get back into this game. 5-minute major, and they can score at will. Down by 3. They could use a quick one here early on the far side of the ice. Back into the middle. Long pass to Aldridge. Aldridge, who's back on the ice after taking that hit. Back in. Aldridge one-timer, blocked in front. Bulldogs trying to clear it out of their zone. Already 30 seconds gone in the 5-minute major to Jammer. Overval is going to just hang on to it. Thought about clearing it, but nobody came after him, so he took his time. Fresh legs on for the Bulldogs. Don't have to go very far for a change in their defensive zone, which will only benefit them if they can get some clears. Turner tried to get it in. He's got 2 goals here in the third period alone. It's an 8-5 game. Turner with it. Puts it on the left side. Shot goes off of the stick of Mott and into the protective netting. Face-off coming on the right wing side for the Bulldog defense. And a full change for the Bobcats here. Bulldogs going with a 2x2. Sam Spate, Nash Hatcher, the forwards, and then Nathaniel Mott and Dakota Bond here on the penalty kill. Sam Spate, one of the heartbeats for this team as they get another clear. Under 4 minutes to go in the 5-minute advantage that Ohio has.
7:20 left to go in the game. Down by 3. Saka gives it over to the far side of the ice with Schmizzy. Now on the right wing side at the point. Kicked out. Bulldogs get it. Long pass out. Looking for a stretch pass to Spate, but it's taken by Saka. Now another pass up to the point. Felton with it. Felton passes it down low. Higgins has it in the corner, in the near side, on the right wing side, in that right corner. 3:20 left to go in the contest, or on the 5-minute major. 6:45 left to go in the contest. 3-goal lead for the Bulldogs. Ohio trying to get back into it. They take a shot. It hits off of the glove of Dichotomys and goes to the left point. Still with it. Felton back up at the right point. Spate tried to stretch out and poke it away. Not able to. Another shot. This one's blocked by the Bulldogs. They're able to go for a change after being on the ice for 2 minutes. Ohio goes for a change as well. 2:52 left in the 5-minute major, and the Bobcats can still score at will, down by 3. 6:15 left to go here in the period. And in the game, the season on the line for both of these teams. Shot to Cottonies with a save. He sprawled from right post to left post and kept it out of the net. Bulldogs get another clear. 5:55 left to go in the contest. 2:20 left of the 5-minute major. Turner has it at the right point, goes to the left point. Back down low. Bobcat still with it. Back up to Turner at the left faceoff circle. One-time shot. Misses short side wide and goes into the protective netting. Faceoff coming with 2:08 left to go in the 5-minute major to Justin Tamer. Bobcats down by 3, needing a goal, at least one on the major with 5:39 left to go in their season, getting shorter and shorter by every shot. First semifinal of the day here. Winner going to the national championship against the winner of Minot State and Liberty. .205 left to go in the kill for the Bulldogs. 5:36 left to go in the contest. 8-5 is our score here on WVAC Adrian 107.9 FM. Shot at the point. No, it's a dump down low. Backhand shot taken off of the stick of Thompson. Bulldogs, Hatcher has it. Hatcher gets it out of the zone. Bulldogs continue to kill off the 5-minute major. Long pass from the goaltender. Back up at the left point. Bobcats have it. Right to left. Aldridge took a shot, rebound off. Now picked up by Reeve. Reeve with it in the near side corner. Actually the right wing corner. Now it's back behind the net. Overval whacking at it. Nolan as well, and it's going to hit off the netting. We'll see another face-off. This one will stay in the Bulldog defensive zone. 1:22 left to go here in this third period of play on the 5-minute major to Jamer. And Ohio is going to use their timeout here with 4:53 left to go in the third period and 1:22 left to go on their advantage. Taking this timeout maybe earlier than you might expect, but down by 3, needing to score on the advantage. You're almost forced to do so. Minot State around me here in the corner of the stands. They're warming up for their game against Liberty. That should be a really good game. You can watch that one on Hockey TV. Winner will play the winner of this game, maybe between Adrian and Ohio. That game's tomorrow. The national championship on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. So 1:22 left to go of the 5-on-4 5-minute major. 4:53 left to go in the contest. The biggest stretch of the season for each of these teams. Bulldogs get it clear. Back in the defensive zone of the Bobcats. Ohio with it. Reeve has it. Back into the far side, the left wing side, cutting into the middle. Now at the left point. Aldridge rips one. It's blocked by Hatcher and then cleared away by the rest of the Bulldogs. Under a minute to go in the 5-minute major. 4:20 left to go in the contest. 40 seconds and counting. Off of it, shot. Save DeContney's off of the stick of Thompson. Back up, another clear from the Bulldogs. They'll go for a change. Henrik Overval, the only one to stay on the ice for the Bulldogs. Smith steps up, forcing Ohio out of their zone. Kept in by Aldridge. DeContney's thought about poking it, but instead lets it come all the way into his glove and makes a save with 18 seconds left on the advantage for the Bobcats. A 5-minute major, their 6th power play of the day, and that's the longest one they've had. Not able to capitalize thus far. They've scored once on the power play, courtesy of Luke Reeve. They need another one here to get this game within 2. Face-off won by Sam Spate. Back up to the right point, kept in by Felton. Going back into the corner, lifted out by the Bulldogs. No, kept in by the Bobcats. And now with 5 seconds left, Sam Spate's going to turn defense into offense and lift it into the offensive zone and go for a change. The Bulldogs have killed off a 5-minute major without giving up a single goal. Felton has it. The rope getting tighter around the Bobcat season with 3:23 left to go. Offsides on the Bobcats. Last year in the game, the quarterfinal matchup between these two teams, Ohio was 0 for 7 on the power play. Tonight, 1 for 6. And they can't capitalize on the 5-minute major. 3:15 left to go in the contest. Connor Smith gets tied up on his way into the offensive zone. Taken away by the Bobcats. They have it between the blue lines before the Bulldogs take it away. Bond, long stretch pass that turned into a shot and then has to be saved by Karlenzig. Face-off will be on the left wing side of the ice with 3 minutes left to go. 8-5 is our score. Bobcats win the face-off, needing the offense to get going. Another shot from beyond the blue line, saved by Karlenzig, and we'll see another face-off here in the defensive zone of the Bobcats. Not the place they want to be taking these face-offs from, with under 3 minutes to go and down by 3 goals. Back behind, Turner with it, long pass to the far side with Aldridge. Aldridge had it for a moment, then lost it. Now it's on the stick of a Bulldog in the near side, on the right wing side of the ice for the Bobcats, who try to chase after it. Icing's going to be called here on Adrian, and we'll go all the way back into their defensive zone for a face-off. .233 left to go. Henrik Overval will be tasked with taking this face-off. He'll go up against Jack Glenn. .230 and counting for the Bobcats to try and get back into this game. Down by 3 goals. Bulldogs just trying to kill off the clock. Shot. Misses. Back up at the point. Sent and kept in by Sam Turner, who has 2 goals in this third period alone. He's the one that has willed his team back into this game. Pass in, shot, and off the side of Noah DeContney's pads. He'll get a cover, and we'll get a face-off here with 2:07 left to go.
2:07 left to go here in this third period of play. Shots on goal 40-30 in favor of Adrian over the Ohio. Shot off the faceoff, and Noah Ducatnes makes another save in his net. Entering this game, Ducatnes had only given up 2 goals through 2 games. Now he's given up 5 in this one, but Ohio, arguably a much taller task. They average 40 shots a game. They're 9 shots shy of that right now. They average 5 goals a game, so they hit their average goals. But as did Adrian. Adrian averages 7.5 goals per game, and they have 8. So a tale of if you hit your average by paper, Adrian should win this game, but you know how hockey goes. Anything happens, and in 2 minutes, the Bobcats need 3 goals. There's a start for it as it was a save by Ducatnes. Still back in. Minute 50 left. It's in the corner. Delayed call coming. Brendan Stanko is going to get charged with a cross check in the corner. And so for the 7th time tonight, Ohio is going to go on the power play down by 3 goals. Stanko not happy with the call. So the Bulldogs will be tasked with killing off the penalty that will last the duration of regulation unless Ohio can score. Arguably, as the net is empty for the Bobcats. 6 skaters on the ice. Desperation time for Ohio. Aldridge back to Turner. Turner passes to the left side with a Rossi. Rossi took the shot, it missed. Back up to Turner. Turner already has 2 goals for the Bobcats. Aldridge trying to tip it over to Reeve. Reeve can't hang on to it. I was going to say, before noticing that the net was empty, one could argue that for a team that is up by 3, being on the penalty kill is not a bad thing because now you can just dump the puck away from your goal and force your opponent to have to go the length of the ice to get it back in. You won't have a threat of an icing. Minute 5 left to go. Shot in, misses the net. Aldridge at the point, takes a shot, blocked in front. Overval got in the middle of that one. Another shot, one-timer, legged away by Noah Ducatnes. It skips out of the offensive zone. Bobcats have to reset. 45 seconds left to go, and they're offsides. They were trying to enter the right wing side, and they got tied up and lost in the middle of the zone. .45 seconds left. One by the Bulldogs, launched out. Now 40 seconds and counting. Bulldogs, 30 seconds until they advance to the national championship game. 8-5 the score. Bulldogs needing one final clear. The net is still empty. Hatcher takes the shot, misses just wide. Sam Spade's going to find it, misses the side of the net. Wraparound shot gets tripped up. Ohio's going to get it back. 10 seconds left to go. The goal didn't matter. Would have been nice for Sam Spade and his leading points. Well, now not anymore after the 2-goal performance by Matteo DiGiulio. Another shot, save, and with 0.7 seconds left, we're going to see a face-off to end this one. They'll let it run out without the face-off being needed, and the Bulldogs advance back to the national championship after last season, where their season ended at this point, to Lindenwood. They take care of business with Ohio. They win this game by 3 goals. The final score, 8-5. Adrian going back to the national championship, where they'll face either the winner of Minot State and Liberty. Adrian had 40 shots on goal in this game. Ohio 32. Made this game a game
because last season they lost by a score of 7-1 in the quarterfinals, and this game even more so made it even more interesting as we await to welcome Reagan Petrowski in for our post-game show. And we'll bring Reagan in now.
Hello, Matt.
Reagan, you there?
I am here.
I didn't click the button. No, you're back.
I am here. Sorry, we had ourselves muted still.
All good, all good. 8-5 the final score. Reagan, what is your immediate reaction?
Well, obviously, you just can't stop Adrian's offense. Like, they just keep putting pucks in the back of the net up until even the third period. As we talked about before, Ohio did initially what they needed to do by first scoring. Luke Reeve found a quick goal off the power play. And then Adrian did answer but when Matteo DiGiulio extended Adrian's lead back to 5 goals. But then, as we talked about, we thought that Ohio should find 2 goals at least before halfway through the period, and right about the halfway mark, they find their 4th goal, but as Sam Turner took a slap shot from the point, which put the score at 8-4. And then Sam Turner once again scored by a shot coming off the wall. Really good play shot over the pad, as well as there's traffic in front. But Adrian's offense just doesn't add up. Like, Justin Jamer gets back out there. Or, sorry, I was reading the one from earlier. But Adrian just gets back out there, and even though Justin Jamer gets kicked out of the game, Ohio gets a big opportunity to put a few in the net, but Adrian just will not let up, and they kill off a huge 5-minute major and don't give Ohio much to work with.
That was a huge point in this game, Reagan. A 5-minute major assessed on Justin Jamer. And when you see that go up on the board and you're only down by 3, Ohio really had a chance to get back into this game and even potentially tie it up. They could have scored at will, but the Adrian penalty kill was so good.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot going on, and Ohio has given it their all, but Adrian's
for the Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah. He's always been, even during the regular season, a huge part of this team. But one thing about Adrian is, although you see DiGiulio putting up that many goals, they're a really deep team. Like, anybody can score at any given time.
8-5 our final score, Reagan. And tomorrow this team will take on the winner of Minot State and Liberty at 8 o'clock. We'll have that here for you on WVAC. But what are you looking forward to in that game from the Bulldogs?
Regardless of who they play, both teams, Minot State and Liberty, are huge rivals with Adrian. So it would be regardless, it's a national finals game, but it'd be a really fun game to watch, regardless of if they play Liberty or Minot, just because of that huge rivalry they hold with them.
And in that game, Adrian has been scoring really well. 8 goals in their first game, 4 goals last night, 8 goals again today. The offense has been operating. The one thing you could question today is that Noah Ducatnes gave up 5.
Yeah, it is a little questionable looking at it, but as a goaltender, sometimes it is hard to stay in these games when your offense is putting up so many goals, and Noah Ducatnes can be that big brick wall in net, and maybe today just wasn't his day. Maybe it's a little harder to focus with all the room he had to work with, which is no excuse, but sometimes that is affecting goaltender.
He'll have a tall task tomorrow with either Minot State or Liberty University. Reagan, this has been fun, and we get to do it all again tomorrow.
We do. For a huge game here, and you're there to watch it live, which is awesome, and we really appreciate you helping us out with this broadcast.
It's been a fun time and a chance for Adrian College potentially to crown 2 national champions this week.
Yeah,
right back in Boston.
Yeah, both games
back in Boston.
Held in Boston as the men's NCAA team heads out here soon.
Well, Reagan, that's going to do it for us here on WVAC Adrian and on ACTV. Want to thank you for joining us. Want to thank our producer and director, Megan Abbey, for making this happen. My computer battery is at 14%, so that's a good sign for tomorrow.
We sound a lot
Final
better today, so I'll give you that one.
We don't sound like we're in a tin can. That's important.
Some skull candy headphones.
Hey, we made it work yesterday. We made it work.
Just not on the radio.
Just not on the radio. Tomorrow we will be on the radio for the national championship game. That's going to do it for us here from Marlborough, Massachusetts. The Bulldogs beat Ohio University by a score of 8-5 and advance to the ACHA Men's Division I National Championship game tomorrow against either Minot or Liberty at 8 p.m. We'll have the coverage for you at 8 p.m. here on WVAC Adrian and on ACTV. Want to give a huge shout out to Reagan Petrowski for joining us here for the intermission reports and postgame show, and to our producer and director and all around great boss, Megan Abbey, for all she does for ACTV. Signing off from Marlborough, Massachusetts, the final score, Adrian 8, Ohio 5. We'll see you tomorrow night here. I'm Matt Kibbe. We'll see you next time.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.